Welcome to Mindful Movement with AARP Alabama. I'm your host, Judy Mannings, and today's session is with health educator Jerri Haslem. Folks, we want to remind you that AARP empowers people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization that has over 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate for those 50 and their families. AARP is committed to offering opportunities for people to stay engaged from home. The Mindful Movement series provides an opportunity for you to keep moving in the safety of your own home. So, good morning, Jerri. What do you have in store for us today?
Good morning, Judy. Today, we're going to be in the chair, but we are going to move. I've got my weights, I've got my smile, and we're going to have fun.
Well, I'm quite sure everyone is looking forward to this marvelous morning. But folks, I would like to remind you that before you begin any exercise routine, please, you should consult with your physician to be sure it's safe to participate. All right, let's get started, Jerri.
Let's do it. Good morning, everyone. I am so glad that you have joined me this morning so we can move a little bit. I've got to tell you something. I'm going to come with a confession this morning. I was shopping over the weekend and I probably went down the aisle 3 or 4 times, the candy aisle. And I want you to know I survived it. I passed by it because I know very well I don't need all of that Halloween candy. So I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to encourage myself. We're going to move and we're going to have a good time moving and passing down those candy aisles because they can be very tempting this time of year. So I hope you're ready to move. I'm going to ask you, if you don't, grab your weights. And if you don't have weights, I always say you can grab your water bottles, your canned goods, or simply nothing at all. We will make do with what we have. I'm going to make sure that your chair is clear from anything. If you have wheels, rollers on that chair, make sure you secure it. We're going to be in the chair, but that will not hinder us from moving at all. Okay? So get your little selves together. Let's get ready to do it. We're going to sit up nice and tall in that chair. I want you to think about using your back instead of the back of the chair. We could, of course, lean back. We can rest on the chair, but we won't do that. We're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to zip up our abs and engage, and we are going to move from there. So again, sitting up nice and tall in your chair, I want you to take your arms out, roll them all the way up, reach up, turn them away, and bring them all the way down. Okay, reach up again, all the way up. Oh my goodness, come on, sit up nice and tall in that chair, turn it out and bring it all the way down. Give me one more, reach up nice and tall, pull that body up from the waist, turn those hands out and bring it all the way down. Oh, that should feel really good. Take those hands, just relax them in your lap. Shoulders are up and back. Getting that body nice and warmed up so we can start to move. One more time, roll those shoulders up and back, okay? Right here, I want you sitting up nice and tall. I want you to extend one leg out. Just take that heel, flex it, and put it down. And when you do, I want you to lift up and lean over with that stretch. And when I say lean over, you can place your hand on your thigh, on your shin, or on your toe, giving you a stretch. Even though we're sitting down, we're giving ourselves a stretch. We're leaning up and over, okay? Roll that body up. Let's do that again. Stretch up. You can lean over as far as you can. And maybe sometimes the balance can be a little tricky, reaching down for your shin, your ankle, or the top of your foot, okay? Holding that stretch there, leaning over with it and feeling confident about it. Bring that body up, okay? Change the legs out. Opposite foot, put it out. Again, that toe is towards you. You're going to sit up nice and tall and lean over. When you lean over, let that hip flexor feel that. Place your hand on your shin, your ankle, or the top of your foot, whatever you're comfortable with. I want you to challenge yourself, but never making yourself so uncomfortable that it causes pain, okay? We're not doing that. Roll it up. Let's do that again. That foot is out, sitting up, leaning over, stretching down, reaching for the toe. And again, if you can't touch your toe, no worries. Touch that ankle, that shin, whatever you're comfortable with. Giving me a stretch when you do that. Roll that body up, okay? Right here, I want you to take one leg and just cross it over. And when I say cross it over, when you do that, you're going to feel that in that hip flexor immediately, just crossing over. And if this is too high, too much of an impact, then you can just cross it at your ankle, okay? Whatever you're comfortable with. And one side is going to be more forgiving than the other side, okay? Just leaning over with that stretch, letting that hip flexor wake up this morning. You will know it immediately when you do that, okay? That's it. Change it out. Put that foot on the floor, okay? Let's take the other leg. And I can tell you this side is always more challenging for me. And that's just how we are. You know, one side we're going to favor more than the other. Leaning over, letting that hip wake up. A good morning stretch when you do that. It should feel good, okay? Bring that body up. Put that foot back on the floor, okay? Right here, I want us, while we're sitting up nice and tall, we're simply going to take those feet out. We're taking our heel to the floor. And when we do this, we're just tapping the heel to the floor, okay? It's just going to be a tap to the floor. So it's heel, toe, heel, toe. That's all we're doing, okay? And you're sitting up nice and tall when you do this. Your abs are engaged. It's heel to toe. Give me 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Getting those heels out there. Now, we're just going to raise our calves. I don't know if you heard that, but my ankles were like crack, crack, crack. There we go. And even my ankles were like, we're not warm yet. So you can hear that little popping. That was my ankles, okay? Rolling it up. And I could feel that it was actually just refreshing. But again, bringing those heels off the floor, rolling those calves up, okay? I want 4 more right here. Let's go. It's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it up. Engaging those calves when you do that. Those ankles, everything about that. Engage and pull up. Now place them on the floor, okay? Even though we're sitting down, we can march in place from sitting down. Again, I don't want you slacking back on that chair. I want you sitting up. And right here, we're just going to march in place for 8 count. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's just go with one side right now, okay? What I want to do, I want to bring the leg up and extend it out. I don't want to drag it. I don't want to slide it. I want to lift it up off the floor. So what I'm going to do is up, out, up, and down. And notice it's not resting on the chair. None of that. We're not dragging our heels. We're lifting them, okay? So again, it comes up, it extends out. Fair enough? Let's go. Take it up and out and place it back on the floor. We're lifting it up, and when we do that, you can feel the engagement in that hip. Give me 4 more. It's 4, 3, 2. That leg comes up, and 1. And you can feel that when you do it, okay? It's got like a little bit of a, I'm not going to say a burn, but it's definitely a wake up. You can feel it. Let's go to the other side. You're extending it out. Lift up, extend. There we go. It's up, extend, up and down. 4, 3, it's 2. Give me 1 more, 1 more. There we go. Excellent. Just taking that up and lifting it, feeling really good about it when you do that, okay? Now, let's add on to that, okay? Let's bring it up, and instead of extending it out, we're going to bring it up, bring it out, and bring it in. And when we do that, again, no dragging, No sliding. It's an actual lift. Fair enough? Let's go. Bring it up, extend it out, and down. Up, extend it out. Waking up that hip when you do that. Okay? Give me 4 more. It's 4. It's 3. It's 2. It's 1. Working the inner and the outer thigh when we do that. Our abductors, our adductors. Making sure that we're working all of the leg. Thinking about the full range of motion when we're doing that. To the front and to the side. Okay? Let's go with the other leg. Okay? Take it up. It's out and down. We're lifting that leg when we do it. So it lifts up when we do that. It's 4. Take it out. 3. It's 2. I want 1 more. And 1. How about that? Okay? I hope that feels good to you. I hope that felt good to you when you're doing that. When you're doing these moves that are warming you up, getting you in a position where, again, mindful movement, taking things and just layering on with that. Okay? So, if you're comfortable, let's add in some upper body with the lower body. And we're going to add that in with our weights. If you don't have weights, absolutely nothing to worry about. You can, you don't have to have it. It's just something if you do. And if you don't, we're still okay. Okay? So right here, we're going to take these arms and we're going to add on upper body and then upper body and lower body, a combination. Okay? So I've got my little weights right here. I'm ready to rock and roll with them. I've got my elbows by my side. And what I'm going to do, without squeezing my shoulders, we don't want any stress, no tension, none of that. Keep those shoulders down and back. Keep that back engaged. Abs are in. You're sitting up nice and tall. Right here, we're raising the elbow and the arm at the same time. Notice I'm not doing a funky chicken. Not bringing my elbows. I'm not bringing my hands. I'm using both, okay? So it's a lateral and down. So we're going to lift up and press down. It's 4, 3, it's 2, and 1. Just raising it up, not too high, not up here, just to lift and bring it down. Working those arms, those shoulders, everything, but not tension and not high, okay? Let's do 8 of them. Ready? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just a lateral raise when we do that, okay? Let's take that and do it a little differently. We've got our arms right here, so let's turn them out with our shoulders, so we're turning out. When we do that, if you had any type of shoulder or rotator cuff, I want you to be aware of it because we're turning it out, working those arms a little differently, okay? I want you to feel comfortable with your range of motion. That's what's more important than what it looks like, what it feels like, because what we want to do is not injure ourselves, okay? So let's turn it out, working those arms differently, our biceps, our shoulders, taking it out. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just with those rotators, just turning them out. So we had our lateral raise, then we had it turned out. Now we're going to punch it to the front, okay? So, ready? Both arms. Taking it out and bringing it in. Arms are out and in. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sometimes people will ask me, Jerri, how many reps should I be doing? I promise you, that answer can vary even with the person from day to day. We want to get the muscle going. Sometimes we're there to fatigue the muscle. Sometimes we're there to do multiple sets. When we do these sessions, what I always try to do is to give you a workout, but to give you a playbook for things you can do when you're not with me or anyone else. And I said, when you're not with me, I'm like, if we're doing these mindful movement segments, and I love seeing you on Tuesdays, I want you to understand it's so important to be moving every day. So giving you nuggets that you can utilize if you're on vacation, if you're at home, wherever you are, and making sure that you understand your body is an amazing piece of work. It's a machine. It's a work. It's its own equipment. So giving you things where equipment is not necessary. Functional moves is what I like to incorporate. So when we do these things, it may be today we do 8. We may do 2 sets of 8. We may do 3 sets of 8. Everyone knows, even though we don't like to admit it, we know when we got it really good. And when I say we got it good, we know if I did 8 and you could do 10, 10 is your number. So keeping that in perspective always. And it's just a rule of thumb. I like to bring it up sometimes because when we're here together, we may be here together for 30 minutes, but you may only have 5. So what can I do to get my arms moving or to get my legs moving if I only have 5 minutes or 10 minutes and not feeling guilty because that's all the time that you have? If you can take a 30-minute walk, I applaud you. If you can do 10 minutes with weights, I applaud you. Whatever you're doing, I applaud your efforts. I just want you to take these moves and put them together, okay? With that being said, we're going to do another set of all 3. We're going to do our lateral raises, we're going to do our arm turns out, and we're going to do our punches. And we're going to go from one to the next, okay? So, give me that smile. Let's do it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's turn it out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Don't swing them. 3, 2, and 1. Let's punch it out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. How was that? Again, going from one move to the next move. Again, sometimes we stop, sometimes we don't, but I want you to get these movements and to make them your own. I want you to own them, okay? So let's throw those weights up. We're feeling very strong, okay? With this right here, I'm going to do a bicep. I'm working the front of that arm, okay? That bicep, a lot of times we think about our bicep and our tricep using both of them, the front and the back of that arm. So you don't have to double up your weights. It's an option, okay? I'm going to do bicep moves. 8, 7, full range of motion. 6, 5. It's 4. I'm not swinging it. 3. It's 2 and 1. Notice I'm controlling the weight as it comes up and down. I'm just not swinging it, letting it go any kind of way. I would rather for you to do 1 correctly with proper form than to do 100 just swinging it, because we want to make sure we're safe and we're working the body part, okay? Change those hands out. Let's do 8. 8, 7, 6, 5. It's 4. It's 3. It's 2. It's 1. Good job, okay? Now, that was the bicep. Let's think about the tricep, the back of the arm. With this one, I'm going to be honest with you. You may not want to use weights at all, okay? Especially when you have your hand above your head, okay? Notice, and you know, I wear a lot of hair sometimes. We don't want that to get caught. We want to be safe. So what we're going to do, let's do the first set without any weight. I want you to understand we're simply just working, controlling the back of that arm. If your rotator cuff won't allow you to take your hand above your head, you can go right here, just parallel, and press it down. If you're comfortable taking it up here behind your head, no locking in, still engaged, back is strong, abs are strong right here. We're going to press up from here, okay? So again, being aware of your body and making sure you're not too close to your head, okay? Let's do 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, your range of motion, if that was uncomfortable, you're right here and you're just pressing down, working the back of that arm, okay? Let's go to the other side. I am going to use one weight for it, but again, safety is my concern, okay? So let's take that hand above the head. Let's take it up. 8, 7, 6 triceps, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it down. How is that? Again, your bicep and your tricep, okay? Let's work the upper body with the lower body. Yes, we're sitting down, but it doesn't matter. Remember how I told you we can march in place? We can constantly march in place, which also is going to elevate our heart rate, get that blood pumping. So we can be sitting in the chair and we're like, you know what, we got 5 minutes. You know, sitting is the new smoking. So let's move those feet. And right here, let's go into our lateral raises, okay? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go into our turnouts. 8, laterals, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go to our punches. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good, okay? Again, moving that body differently every time. Understanding our biceps, our triceps, our shoulders, our abdominals, all of those things, so important. I'm going to put the weights down. You don't have to worry about, we're not going to use those anymore for the rest of the class, okay? Now right here, let's do some abdominals, even in the chair, okay? Right here, I'm sitting halfway in my chair, and what I'm going to do, sometimes it's uncomfortable getting on the floor or maybe doing a plank, but understanding abs are so important to be worked. So right here, although I'm sitting in the chair, I can simply, with my back, lean back, tap it, and bring it up, engaging those abs. Let me remind you, don't hold your breath. None of that, okay? I want you to zip up your abs, but not hold your breath. So we're going to tap it back, tapping it back and bringing it up, and I'm like my own little ironing board. I'm engaged. I'm not looking for a six pack. I'm looking for strong abs. I'm looking for engaging my abs. And I don't know if you've ever laughed so hard that your side hurt, or you're like, oh my goodness, I want that side and that abdominal to feel like you've had an amazing laughter when you finish doing, well, not today, but maybe tomorrow. Okay, so let's go with 8. Ready? Let's go. 8, bring it straight up. 7, engage those abs. 6, zip it up. 5, it's 4, it's 3, it's 2, one more, and 1. Okay? Of course, we can do another set. But I want you to feel comfortable when you do these, and I don't want you leaning back and bringing it up. I want a strong ab and back when we do it. So let's do one more set, okay? Let's go. 8, 7, zip up with your abs. 6, bring it up. 5, it's 4, it's 3, it's 2. I want one more. And 1. Good job. How was that? What I want you to understand is every day you've got an opportunity to move. And I know some days it's harder. You know, some days you get up and you have the intention. But what I want you to start doing is carving out 10 minutes. I know. And if you don't have 10, give me 5. Give me 5 minutes a day and just take it from there. So if one day you end up with 30 minutes, great if you have 5, but I want us to start carving out time to treat ourselves. It's so important to move. It's so important to just get yourself in the mindset of moving. It's the fact that, like I told you, I walked past the candy aisle a couple of times because actually I wanted those M&Ms, but I left them there. And I thought, I don't need those, but in my mind, I wanted those. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to treat myself to not having them. It sounds like what? That is a treat. When we can remove something, that is a treat. So removing things that we know may or may not be beneficial, that's a win. Okay? So your 10 minutes a day, you stand away from the Halloween candy, and me telling you that so I can remind myself of that. Okay? Again, I enjoy our Tuesday mornings. I enjoy our mindful movements. I want you to move. I want you to layer it. And I want you just to have a good time. So with that being said, Judy, what you think?
Jerry, as always, I find every Mindful Movement Tuesday to be not only engaging, not only informative, but very useful. Each one of the chair movements, I just thought about the candy first. It's leading up to that infamous day, and we've got to make sure not only we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas coming, so we need to prime ourselves. So you walked away from the M&Ms. I climbed a couple of mountains and steps and pyramids, and guess what? Mindful movements definitely came in handy because I had to keep moving. Thank you again so much. And for those of you out there, make sure you let us know how we're doing. Make sure you drop a survey link in the chat box and take a moment to let us know what's going on. We want to thank you for joining us. Tune in Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for the next session of Mindful Movement. Take care, everyone. Jerry, thank you so much. Have a great day. Goodbye.